It's the end of January and I'm heading to the cabin. Haven't been here since deer season, so towards the end of November, third week of November. I expect I will have a fair amount of snow to try and snow blow out of the driveway. Part of the reason I've taken time before I got up here was in January we've had such a lot of cold weather. I mean, up here at the cabin's probably been 20, 25 below, because in town if it's 10 or 12 below, you can usually figure it's at least 10 degrees colder up here. So I'm looking forward to getting back up here. It won't be a long trip, probably stay just a couple of nights and get the cabin driveway cleaned out and stuff. My pal is with me. She's laying here. So I know I'll be working a few hours once I get up there, at least to get part of the place snow blowed so I can back the truck in and get gear unloaded and stuff like that. When I was a little younger, I used to do pretty much the whole thing in one shot, but I guess I've learned to pace myself a little bit nowadays. So once we get up here, we'll take a look at the driveway from the road and see how things look. Well, there's the driveway, so there is some bank, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. Well, there's snow up to my knees anyway in here. Well, everything looks good. It's about 6 degrees inside the cabin. So just turn the electric baseboard on in here and then we'll get a fire going in the other room. It's gonna take a while, but it'll heat up. It's never easy when temps are cold and stuff's been sitting for a while. Took me a while to get the lock off the shed here because it was frozen, so pound a little bit with a hammer, get the lighter, get the gas warmed up in the lighter, heat up the lock a little bit, and eventually it came loose. And now I tried pulling on the snowblower a little bit and couldn't get it, so now I run the extension cord from the outhouse here, and we'll see if it'll fire up now with the electric start. Well, I spent about 3.5 hours on the snow blower and shovel. I didn't film much of it because the battery was dying so fast because it It's only single digits above right now. Of course, that includes hauling in stuff, and then I needed to put some wood in the box on the porch for the wood stove because it's going to take some time to finish heating the place up. Got the outhouse cleaned out. That's a necessity. Got a trail to the other shed. Now tomorrow I'll work at getting all this blown back. I may get the four-wheeler out and clean it up. We'll see how that goes. So I have all of this to do. I got this done. And then I got the driveway cleaned up. So it took a while on the road there because of the plow bank, and it was froze down at the bottom, so I had to use the shovel mostly and that. But the snowblower throws the snow fast, but there's so many other things you got to do besides that it takes a lot of time. But I think it's close to 4 now. I started probably noonish. So I'm done for the day with cleanup. Kira's sitting here shaking. It's cold out. So we'll get her in and get her warmed up. Some food and water. And then we'll just wait for the cabin to heat up. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the teens, maybe 17. So that'll be a nice change after stuff we've had 20 below. Up here probably 25 to 30 below. It is only the end of January though, so we still have a lot of winter left. But if you get through January and the first half of February, then usually the coldest weather is gone. Not that you won't get a day or two of cold weather, but then we'll see what kind of snow comes with the warmer temps too. So anyway, that's enough for cleanup and getting to the cabin after 2 months. It's the next morning, Saturday. I'm going to try and get the snowblower started again. I came out a little earlier and I plugged in the trickle charger on the four-wheeler. I'm going to let that charge up while I'm doing some more snow blowing, and then maybe later we'll get that running and that. So I'm going to unhook the trickle charger and then plug in the electric start on the snowblower, and hopefully we'll get her started. just checking the SD card from camera, and this was December the 11th. A nice doe in the driveway. So the next photo has two of them in. 3 days later, on the 14th of December, this is also the 14th. I think this is the doe, or two does, or doe and a yearling that showed up 3 days earlier. So this is 3 days later, December 17th. So December 25th at 2:40 in the afternoon, a nice snowshoe hare picture. The snowshoe hare is the one that turn white in the fall before the snow, and then in the spring they'll turn back to the brown color. That's a fun picture. Full stride on the hare. So this is the outhouse system. I think I mentioned in previous videos that we have a switch on the back porch which powers that outlet, and then we have a light outside and then a light in here, and I just leave this milk house heater on in the outhouse, so when we throw the switch it'll come on. And now granted, it doesn't heat, you know, the place up, I suppose, unless you left it run for many minutes, half hour or something, but it blows warm air on you, so it makes it at least tolerable and comfortable. And then next to it is a bucket of lime. So usually a couple times on a trip we'll spread some lime in the outhouse, and that helps break down material and so forth. So just thought I'd give you a little bit of a tour of the facilities that we have here at the cabin, especially in the winter. You can see where the heat comes through the roof a little bit with the icicles, and then the snow sloughing a little bit. So that's the way winter works here. Here's a quick look at the driveway. It's about 4 degrees out now. You can see in the trees a little bit of that light snow that came down last night and a little bit of hoarfrost. But I couldn't video much yesterday because the batteries kept dying, being that it was cold. But we got everything pretty well cleaned up between the snowblower and the four-wheeler. At least for now, things look pretty good. I'm packing up today and heading home. So it was a quick trip, mostly work, cleaning snow. But as I've mentioned before, this really helps in the spring for drying things out and getting in earlier and stuff. Plus we'll make hopefully a few more trips up this winter. Well, it's approaching 11 o'clock. Got just a few more things to load up. This was a quick trip, just 2 nights here, and it was all work basically. Snow removal, moving snow, the snow blower and the four-wheeler and the plow. I hadn't been up here, as I mentioned, since the end of November, deer season. So there was, oh, I don't know, close to a couple feet of snow, I guess. I'm real happy with the skirting that's on the cabin. Sure saved a ton of time, and cabin seemed warmer, and there seemed to be less sign of mice, which normally come in, late in the fall and stuff. So I'm happy with the way that seems to have worked. I don't know exactly when I'll be up next, but I'm sure we'll have snow to remove and maybe be here a few more days longer or something, and enjoy this beautiful north woods here in the cabin. Anyway, thanks for watching, and share this video, subscribe, let your friends know about the Living North channel, and we appreciate all of you joining us when we come up here and spend a little time in the woods.